You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. How you doing, Dan?
Doing pretty darn well for this, little wee hours of the morning here.
Absolutely.
Watching the sun come up over the prairie, everything. Just a glistening, pristine white of virgin fields.
You're laying it on thick.
Where were you waking up?
You've been reading Hallmark cards or something?
That's kind of what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm just trying to take the edge off of another, 7 months of winter here in South Dakota. Who's celebrating birthdays? Are you kidding? Glad you asked. Faye Dunaway, believe it or not, is 79.
And she's not fading away.
No, she's not. LL Cool J, close personal friend of mine, is 53 today. Nice. And Heidi, I know you're a big fan. Jason Bateman is 51.
I love Jason.
See?
He's a pretty cool dude.
He is. Yeah. I find nothing offensive about the man.
Have you ever seen the movie Bad Words, where he's spelling bee?
A show doesn't go by where he doesn't ask me about a movie.
No,
the answer never changes.
I don't watch movies.
I know this is going to shock you, John, but no.
It's amazing because he's a bad guy in that movie, but you
What?
still love him.
Really? You still
He
love
is too. He's a jerk, but you love him. You're like, wow, he's still great.
Speaking of jerks, and this guy still gives me trust issues, Benedict Arnold would have been 279 today.
Wow. That would have been a nice long life.
He was actually, because everybody hear Benedict Arnold and people go, traitor.
Yeah.
Some people, the story behind it, he was a general in the Revolutionary War, and a pretty darn good one, too. And he decided to basically sell out what we know as West Point these days. He was going to make some ching, and he was a turncoat. So
yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story, though, when you delve into it.
Up until that point, he was an amazing general, and there were a lot of good things.
Yeah,
he did
exactly.
a lot of good things, but think about what one decision can do to completely destroy the rest of your life.
And that's your legacy.
Yeah, no.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then you're going to love this because, Heidi, I know you've given birth, John, I'm not clear on.
I have not.
But it was 1794, long time ago.
Yeah.
Dr. Jesse Bennett of Edam, Virginia, performs the first successful cesarean section in the United States. It gets better.
Okay.
On his wife.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Can you imagine that conversation?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got this idea.
Here you go, honey. It's kind of like the old magician's son, the little helper in house.
I'm going to pull something out of the hat.
It had to be a little unnerving for both parties.
Oh, yeah.
You would think.
You would
What are you
think.
doing? You can't even mow the lawn without messing it up.
Yeah, she must have been very trusting or extremely hammered.
Or both.
Or both.
We're in a lot of pain, and she's like, I don't care what you do, just get this out of me.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't want ice chips, and you can take that tennis ball and stick it where the sun don't shine.
Cut me open and take it out. It was probably her idea, actually.
Oh, and again, speaking of which, and I'm here to be helpful, guys, if your significant other is about to give birth and you've gone to Lamaze and all that, don't go anywhere near that delivery room, man. It's a hoax. Don't go. Don't. Make
Public
up an
service
excuse,
announcement.
run away, have yourself kidnapped, something.
Have yourself kidnapped. Sure wish I could have been there. I was kidnapped.
And I shouldn't say that. My son Luke was actually a C-section, and it was fascinating.
Nice.
Super fascinating. Got a free tubal out of the deal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did too.
See?
Yeah.
Doctor goes, yeah, Dan, as long as I'm in here, free tubal. I'm like, oh my God, it's coupon day.
Yeah, we
Heck
did
yeah,
too.
Punch my card.
Did you discuss it with your wife first, at least?
She was pretty well knocked out.
Yeah, whatever. Take it all. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At bettercreditcards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Morning to you, small little Ranger Heidi. Hey, you little ray of sunshine, otherwise cloudy day. How are you little minx, you?
I am fantastic.
Yeah, little bunny rabbit. You snuggle honey bunny bunny.
Wow.
Hello, John.
Hey, Ranger Dan.
I've been getting a lot of little back and forth here, email, snail mail, et cetera, a little Facebook message in action, and all about the upcoming towards the end of the month here. As you may be well aware, it's the first annual, pretty excited about this, first annual Ranger Dan beef cow hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Going across the border near Worthington, Minnesota. Going to stake out a feed lot over there and take ourselves a little beef on the hoof. So, it's good to know. Good to know your quarry. Did you know, as a matter of fact, that cows have 32 teeth?
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Cows will chew about 40 to 50 times a minute. In fact, a cow will chew up to 8 hours a day. Cow can move their jaws 40,000 times a day. That's insane.
That is a lot.
It's insane.
No wonder you need to take them out on this hunt.
Cows have amazing jaws. Cows are also herd animals. In fact, if you see a cow away from the herd, they're either sick or they're about to give birth.
Oh, wow.
So when we get out there on a little quarry a couple weeks here, you ain't going to want to see one of them separated cows because there might be something wrong with them. We're going to get one right out of the herd. It's going to take steady hand, going to take a steady eye.
I thought you were going to go for one that was on their own, hoping that it was given birth. Then you get like two for the price of one.
We're going to see what happens. There's going to be a lot of gunfire going on. We got about a dozen people going, and half of them are...
Wow,
You got that many signed up? I didn't think you'd get any.
Most 12 and under have never handled a firearm before. Part of what I'm hearing a lot of is, gee, Ranger Dan, how come this hunt is near $300? In fact, it's $295.95. Well, that includes lodging on the bus, of course. Things of that nature. Nothing comes for free. But here's the situation. When you boil it all down, now think about this. Say you go to one of your local supermarkets. A pound of ground going to be what, Heidi? About $5 on average, depending on if you get
easy, yeah.
Yeah, about $5. Well, your average cow weighs 1,000 pounds, so do the math.
That'd be 5,000 pounds.
Just $5,000 worth of beef on the hoof. What are you kidding me for $300? Get a grip, little Radio Ranger. So here's the situation. If you just take that cow and ground the whole thing up, maybe throw it in a wood chipper, you got yourself $5,000 worth of ground.
Right.
But maybe you want the good stuff. Maybe you want this thing taken down. Now you're going to have to make a choice.
Okay.
You can field dress this cow on your own.
Okay.
You can draw and quarter it. You can skin it. You can butcher it up so you get, yourself. You get your fillets, you get your ribeyes, your T-bones, your sirloins, your short ribs, etc. That's going to take time and skills. Or you can give one of my associates an additional $700 and we'll take care of that for you. So all told, you're looking at about $1,000 price tag. Plus you get transportation back to Sioux Falls.
Nice.
And lodging.
And you got $5,000 worth of beef. I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever.
Too good to be true, almost.
There you go. So remember, little Radio Rangers, ask parental permission. You're going to be using their credit card, and just go to Ranger Dan website, click on the prime rib icon, and get it done. We'll keep you posted. That's all the time I have for the smart little Radio Rangers. You know the drill. Stay in school, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, don't be playing soccer, don't let me get you wearing Crocs. Ranger Dan, out. Yes.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on Sunny 93.3.
It's a new year. Have you made a resolution to quit drinking or to finally get away from drugs for good? These are both habits that are hard to kick, but you can do it. We want to help you. TimeForRehab.com is here to help you find the help you need with your particular situation. If you want to make this year the year you get the help you need to live a normal life again, start with a little help from us at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Dan Farris back in the studio right now with the news that matters most.
It will to you.
It will? Oh,
We're going to trek a little outside, a little Sioux Empire here. We're going to your hometown if you're in South Dakota.
Oh, hey, that's
John.
where I'm from.
Yeah, because of the big announcement, you can't do it too soon. And thanks to my stellar crew over at Kello, feed me this news, talking about the state fair coming up.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up before you
They've
know.
already got some people lined up, and this
Yeah.
is huge to me. I go way back in time. Here's the deal. Two longtime favorite bands will combine to play a Friday night show at this year's South Dakota State Fair. Charlie Daniels Band
Yeah.
and the Marshall Tucker Band.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That'd be a
On
nice
stage
combo.
on Friday night, September 4th, in Huron.
That's really cool.
Now, the reason this caught my eye, I'm a Minneapolis kid, so I used to go to the Minnesota State Fair over St. Paul Way. And me and my two buddies, this is junior high school now, before they called it middle school, so I'm 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
There's this great big area they used to have called Young America. And it was full of all kinds of arcade machines and music and all that. It was for the youngsters to kind of corral us, so we weren't doing stupid stuff in the midway, I guess. Yeah. But on the weekend, they would have live bands there, rock and roll bands there. You paid 50 cents to get in.
Oh, wow.
And that was it. 50 cents to get into Young America. And we went in there one night, one summer evening. You can't make this up. It was some band called Charlie Daniels and Marshall Tucker.
Wow.
Were they there together?
Really?
Yes, just
Are you
starting out.
serious?
And I remember sitting there with my buddies Butch and Lenny. I'm going, huh.
These guys aren't bad.
I think they're going to go somewhere. Maybe someday. They're pretty darn good. I mean, literally, so now I see, I'm going to have to go just to go, hey, remember me?
Right.
It's
just
funny
sort of
that,
walk down
that they
memory lane.
had to be together then and happen to be together again
Yeah,
now.
that's crazy.
They have combined, seriously, they've been getting it done for over 50 years, these two bands.
Yeah, they're good.
I have one box set of CDs. I've only ever bought one box set collection, and that's Marshall Tucker Band.
Yeah. We've seen Marshall Tucker Band. We were going to go to Charlie Daniels Band, and we had another event that night. We didn't get to go to that, but had friends that went that loved it. They said it was really good, so that's good.
Still Blast tickets will go on sale June 15th.
I have to make a trip home, Heidi.
To the public. So there you go. I just wanted to bring that
So
up.
tickets don't even go on sale till June?
From what I'm seeing here, it says public ticket sales begin June 15th.
I got the press release. I still haven't. I don't know if I've shared it yet on Facebook. I try to, but I don't think I've done that one yet. But I didn't realize. Why are you telling people about it? Why are they telling people about it in January, and then saying we're not even going to sell you tickets till June? Sell me a ticket now.
Build up anticipation.
Yeah, but by the time
That's
June
interesting.
gets here,
Huh? Yeah, I don't know.
That just
I don't know why
seems
people do what they
bizarre.
do.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is Huron has a giant plastic pheasant somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's fiberglass.
And
I believe
who
it's
wouldn't make the trip just to take a picture of that?
A lot of people do.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Dan, thank you for that report.
Yeah, I got pretty jacked up.
Coming up in a moment, we're going to chat with a comedian. They're typically pretty darn funny, and I'm not sure who I've got on the list here today, but I guarantee you they'll make us laugh. Coming up later this month for a thing called what is it called? Snow Jam Comedy Festival. I'm glad I know what's going on.
I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know why they're coming.
But it's all coming up
and
here
Heidi
pretty
keeps telling
soon.
me I need to clean up my desk over here. The note's in here somewhere. By the time I get to it, I'll know what I'm talking about. Snow Jam Comedy Festival. We'll chat with them in a bit on Sunny 93.3.
Want to make your sweetheart smile next month for Valentine's Day? Find some fun, matching shirts at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We have a whole collection of fun shirts for you lovebirds.
My wife rocks.
My man rocks.
We also have many silly shirts that will make you smile any day of the year.
My ex-wife was a trophy wife.
Participation trophy.
Find something fun for a loved one, friend, or for yourself at funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Very excited to visit with a friend and a very funny comedian who will be not only part of Snow Jam Comedy Festival, he's also one of the founders. We've got NathanHults joining us. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great, John. Nice to talk to you.
Always a pleasure to visit with you. How many people were involved in getting this Snow Jam Comedy Festival started?
There were 3 people that started initially. We have 4 people help running it now, producing and stuff like that. But we like to think it's everybody's festival, so the whole community of Sioux Falls.
Nice. That's a good way to look at it. I like that. And in addition to the comedy festival, you work not only on stage doing comedy all the time, but bringing great comedians to Sioux Falls with Boss's Comedy Club. How long has that been going now?
2 Octobers ago, so 2.5 years.
And that has been really fun to watch that just kind of blossom and take on its own little life, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, having a independent run comedy club in town has been a real godsend for the comics, and I like to thank the audience members too.
Absolutely, and it's really cool to have that as an option, something fun to go out and do, and it's an affordable, fun night out. And I encourage people, if you've not yet been to Boss's, you got to get out and see it. And you'll have some of the events from Snow Jam Comedy Festival making their way to Boss's, won't you?
I like to think all the good ones, but yeah, we'll have. No, I'm kidding. We're going to have a lot of great events. The schedule's actually up online now at the website. You can check it out there. But we've got some great theme shows that's going to be at Boston's. Going to spend a lot of time at Boston's, kind of party afterwards there too. We are doing an after party at the new Boston's location at the Ramada on Russell. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That is fantastic. If people would like to get tickets, they can get those right now. We'll tell them how to do that. But let's talk a little bit about how you got started in comedy. What was it that made you decide to do this?
You know, when I was about 12, maybe 13, my parents expanded their cable package, and I got Comedy Central.
Nice.
And I don't think the TV left that channel for probably 4 or 5 years.
And I remember back then they actually played comedy all the time. It was like stand-up comics. That was the whole concept of that channel when they started. Like MTV used to play music, they used to do comedy.
They had 1 or 2 television shows like South Park, but mainly it was just stand-up comedy. I mean, like I would just watch clips and clips and clips and then full stand-up specials all the time. So that's really where, I found my love. And then I was doing improv comedy for a long time, and then all of my improv comedy buddies moved and graduated. So I was like, well, I got to figure out how to do this by myself.
Would you say there's a certain comedian that's kind of like your favorite, somebody that you really admired while you were watching them as you were a kid?
Obviously, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Mitch Hedberg. I love them all, but lately I've been really loving the storytellers. So like early Carlin, I really like John Panette, fantastic. I think my favorite for a long time was Mike Birbiglia.
That's awesome. And all very, very funny comedians. And if there was a comedy Mount Rushmore, some of the names you just mentioned would have to be on there, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, I think it would be Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Lucille Ball, and probably Richard Pryor.
Yeah, it would be tough to try to narrow it down to just 4. But now, how many comedians apply to be a part of Snow Jam? Because you guys have to narrow it down to 30. Is it hard to get 30 to apply, or is it hard to get it narrowed down to 30?
It's hard to get narrowed down to 30. Honestly, I often joke that I wouldn't get into my own festival because just the talent is incredible. We've got so many great talent from all over the country and from out of the country. I think we narrowed it down from just under 200 comics this year.
And that is fantastic. I've been to this the last several years, and it just keeps growing and growing. It's an awesome event, Snow Jam Comedy Festival. It's going to be held on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of January, and we're excited for another fun year. And Nathan, thank you not only for Snow Jam, but thank you for Boss's Comedy Club as well. It's awesome to have that in Sioux Falls. We appreciate all the hard work you put into that.
Well, thank you. This year is kind of a big year for Snow Jam because this is the year we're having a South Dakota headliner. We're bringing Sean Jordan back from California. He's been on AFE, which is a wonderful podcast, and we're very excited to have Sean Jordan back in his hometown.
And he's a very, very funny guy. I remember seeing him before he moved away, and I'm excited to see him as he comes back to town. And again, Nathan, thank you for all the time and effort you put into this, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, John. You're the best.
Nathan Hults, he is a comedian from Sioux Falls, also the owner of Boss's Comedy Club and one of the founders of Snow Jam Comedy Festival. All the details on that event at snowjamcomedyfest.com.
Student loan debt is out of control for many people. Are you one of them? The average graduate walks away with anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 in student loans. Believe it or not, 2% even manage to owe over $100,000 by the time they graduate. If you have several different student loans, let us consolidate them into one loan and one payment at singlestudentloan.com. If you have only one student loan, we may be able to offer you a better rate to help you get that loan paid off sooner at singlestudentloan.com. That's singlestudentloan.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Snap it up, celebrities are fabulous. You got the People's Choice Awards, you got the Critics' Choice Awards, you got the Oscar Awards, you got the Golden Globe Awards. A
lot of awards, yeah.
We love you so much. Here's another trophy. Academy Awards coming up February 6th on ABC. The full list of nominations are in.
Okay.
Would you care to hear some of them?
I would love to.
Yes.
I live for this stuff.
Best Picture noms
Okay.
are, and I know you guys have seen some of these, Ford versus Ferrari.
Love
Yes,
it.
that one was excellent.
Up for Best Picture.
We got a winner.
The Irishman. Jojo Rabbit, I have no
I've seen that.
idea what that is. The Joker.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I haven't seen that.
Little Women.
Never seen it.
Marriage Story.
Nope.
War Epic, 1917.
I've seen previews. It looks good.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino
I saw that with my son.
And Parasite.
Don't know what that is. I think let's just give it to Ford v. Ferrari.
I'm thinking that Joker's going to run away with a lot of this. I think they have a total of 11 nominations this year.
Wow.
It's going to be hard to tell though, because for some reason the Academy is going without a host again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it proved to be a bad idea at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these award shows are just going to go host free forever and ever.
And they're also
Amen.
they've been viewer free for a while, so it's
So it works out.
The ratings are tanking more and more every year. For lead actor this year for Oscar nominations include, and I've always liked this guy, Antonio Banderas.
yeah, he seems cool. What movie was he in?
Pain and Glory.
Oh.
Never
all
heard
right.
of it.
Leonardo DiCaprio's kind of a punk. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, I saw him in that.
Adam Driver, Marriage Story. Joaquin Phoenix, who Joker of the Joker,
Right.
and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes, which is interesting. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Talking about the ladies, lead actresses, Cynthia Erivo in Harriet.
I don't know who that is. What movie was that?
We are so all of us are like, I haven't seen it.
Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story. Serious Ronan, Little Women.
We need to get out more.
Charlize Theron in Bombshell. So Bombshell.
Oh,
is
hey, they got a nom.
there you
Okay,
go.
well, that's good.
And Renee Zellweger, who I've always kind of liked too, for Judy, which would be Judy Garland, I believe, because
Really?
I truly believe it, and I'm correct.
Wow.
Supporting actor Tom Hanks, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes.
Wait, pause.
Supporting actor.
Tom
Wouldn't
Hanks
he-
was the
wouldn't
supporting
that have
actor in
been
that?
lead?
That's what they've got him listed as.
Weird.
What?
That could be a typo, but I don't think so.
Tom's over there like, what?
Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes, Al Pacino, The Irishman, Joe Pesci, The Irishman, and Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, yeah, Brad Pitt up against Leonardo DiCaprio. No, Leonardo DiCaprio apparently had the lead in that.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Okay, is there anything else you want to know? 'Cause I've got it all here. I mean,
I think who's going to be the winner of the Key Grip this year?
those are the bigs. Yeah, craft services.
Best boy. You ever notice that? It says best boy.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, do they vote? Who's going to be the best boy? I want to be the best boy.
That is gender specific, and I think in Hollywood they're probably getting rid of that label.
Probably.
Probably.
Going to be best team member.
They should, or somebody's going to make a speech about it.
Well, Dan, thank you for that
everything.
report. Thank you for that report. I'm going to just
It's okay. Well,
wrap things up now before it gets dicey in here.
best wishes to these award nominees from a person, me, who's never won an award.
Have you seen any of those movies, Dan?
Oh, let me think. No.
No, I have only seen one.
It's awesome that you do the entertainment report. You've never even seen a movie.
But it keeps me unbiased.
Never seen a movie.
Keeps me non-biased.
It's like me doing a sports report. I can't pronounce any of these names. I don't know who any of these people are.
That's funny.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in. And you know what? It's the thought that counts.
It does. My expertise is second to, well, everyone. So.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.